Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Why am I talking like this? We're gonna talk about, and yeah, you probably already saw the title. Yeah, so Destiny 2 is in a weird spot. Well, at least the whole series is in a weird spot. This time, we're not gonna talk about anything positive, sadly. I kind of wish I did talk about something positive. And considering I am pressed for time, which is why I'm making this video, I've always kind of been like a defender of Destiny when it comes to like content and stuff up until they started doing sunsetting, which is why I stopped playing back in 2021. And that always bothered me because it's like I don't know how they can take away content that, like, first of all, people paid for. I remember for Forsaken when it came out and I got like everything else free, and then that's when they started doing seasons and stuff like that. So I got Forsaken for free. That's the joke. Thank you for coming. But everything outside of that, like Shadowkeep, all that stuff, I got basically with my own money. And I don't know. I always wondered why they kept doing that. It was super weird, them trying to take content away. But I guess I kind of get it now in terms of like what the game can handle. Apparently, had to do with a lot of technicalities from the back. I'm not a back end expert, so I'm not gonna have opinions on that. I'm just a dude who wants to play the game. But the content itself is kind of boring now. Like after doing everything, I've played this game since 2019, realistically. Uh, and I have done a lot of stuff, but at the same time, like there's still some exotics that I haven't gotten, and I'm pretty sure those exotics are from the newer expansions. So, considering I haven't played this game in years, up until I want to say 3 or 4 months ago, when I actually started playing again with some friends, yes, like it's a lot. You would argue, but already having done a lot of the content for at least in one character. Shout out to my hunters because I'm always a hunter. No, I think a game has to have just like the content that it started with should always be there, no matter what. You taking that out, even though it would help the game on the long run, I realize now that I just don't support that anymore. It's just because it's obvious. It just makes the game so much more boring. And funny enough, before the whole sunsetting news back in like years ago, it was pretty fun just to go back and just re-experience like the Red War. Not technically not Curse of Osiris. I do like Mercury though. I always love that place when it comes to Egyptian stuff. So I'm always going to be biased for Curse of Osiris, but at the same time, it was trash. Like it really was trash. But does it mean that it should be taken out? No. I think all the content in a game should stay there, and whatever else you want to make, you should make another game. Honestly, everything after, I think Beyond Light should have been its own game. I think anything after Beyond Light should have been Destiny 3. Same engine, they could have just fixed it all over again, start over from the beginning when it comes to Beyond Light, taking a different approach. But again, that's just what I would put as a second opinion when it came to how the game should have gone. Sadly, it didn't go that way. They did sunsetting. They took out a bunch of stuff from the game, and we have what we have now, which is pretty damn boring. Like the content is just very repetitive, and you can say that about every other game. But unlike every other game, it's just there's a specific thing that happens in this one that it just makes it so much more boring. It's just really not a good look. And on top of that, the only thing you can do in this game, since it's a looter shooter, is shoot things and loot things, which is the thing you've been doing for the last 10 years. Even more if you play Destiny 1. And even weapon rolls are just kind of worthless. It's just kind of pointless when there's bugs surrounding it. There's been a lot more bugs in the last 2 seasons that I remember from back then, actually. The game has always had bugs. It's not like it would be the first time, but I don't know. I just noticed a lot more bugs when it comes to like perks and stuff like that, and weapons and them fixing it 2 months later because the episodes are completely terrible, but I'm gonna go over that later. I don't know, man. I don't know. It just doesn't feel like they are. I think Destiny 2 is just a maintenance right now. Just in the way that everything is just so stagnant. Everything just feels like, oh, we're gonna just put a placeholder here. You know, like here's some slop. Have fun with that. Like I don't like that. I really don't like that. I hate it when every other game does that, and it's like it's super obvious when these guys are doing it. And I get it. I try to be as understanding as possible when it comes to Destiny, but sometimes it just doesn't feel like I should be, and I should just like not tolerate certain things. And this season is kind of like waking me up again to that fact. And I say that because last time that I played this game consistently was about over 3 years ago now. Yeah, 2021. And man, it was just a wake up call to just me not enjoying this game anymore, and I just don't want to do that again. And I came back because I did have friends who were kind of like egging me on it. Shout out to peer pressure. That always works. I also kind of wanted to give it a chance, see maybe what's changed, maybe if things did change, and there were a lot of changes. But every time I see a change, I just realize how much of the same the game has stayed. And when you really keep playing it, you see how much there really hasn't changed. And I don't know. Like I'm not opposed to recycling content, but I think Destiny 2 just needs, not only does it need change, it needs to fix things. Because it's not just like the stagnation and just everything staying the same. It's also every problem that the game has still staying the same or having other problems. It's like taking 2 steps forward and then taking 6 steps back. Like what is the point then? You're not really doing anything. Yeah, sure, little by little you can say that, but how long has this game been out? Like 10 years now? Over 10 years? Like what are we doing here? Like really, like what are we doing here? If it isn't one thing, it's another. And then the company keeps, I mean, all the news that you hear about this company is just insane. I'm shocked that Bungie is still a company after all the things that have happened. I'm not even gonna go over those things. There's so many. I'm gonna be here for the next 30 minutes, and I want to make this video as short as possible. The only thing worth doing really is raids, and for you to do raids, it doesn't take that much effort in the game. As I said, it quickly becomes a habit of you playing Destiny, but it also isn't easy. Like you do have to continuously play the game for a while, and it is technically the Destiny 2 is a part-time job because you do have to play the game for at least, like, I would say a week. You would have to play like 20 hours if you want to get like specific things out of a game. And I say that because, again, I played consistently over years ago, like over a certain amount of years ago. And when I came back to play, it was literally the same grind, the same thing. I have to put time limits on myself for me to actually just not continuously play the game over and over again to try to get something. You could say, well, that's kind of your fault, Cam. Like, well, yeah, no shit. You have to control yourself. But at the same time, it's just like there is no limit when it comes to the grind, and it's just continuously getting gear and getting weapons and rolls and all that, and trying to get god rolls for specific things. But endgame specifically is the only positive I can give Destiny at this point, because raids are the only reason why you should even be playing this game. Other than that, there's really no reason. Everything's the same, so that's really the only thing I can say that would keep me playing Destiny. But that is not a good reason at all for anybody to be playing this game. You should be playing it for everything else that it has to offer. But everything else that it has to offer is just trash. As much as I don't want to say that, it really is trash. And speaking of trash, the last 2 episodes have been completely just not good. When they switched to the whole episode thing, which again I was here for, the first one was the worst one so far. Out of the two, I think Echoes was just so bad because it sets you up for things and it's based on promises, and then at the end they tell you to, go fuck yourself. Which is like, like, great. Let me spend how much are the episodes now, like $12-14? Let me spend all that time and then keep waiting for story, like drip content every month, because it's like a 3-month episode, and each episode has 3 acts, so every month 1 act comes out just for the story to be completely trash. And then the rewards are, if you like said things, like if you like said rewards, sure, that's a positive, we'll just put it like that. But in reality, it's just like, I think they really are just putting Destiny 2 into maintenance, and they don't really care. Which again, it's very sad because everybody here can agree that the game is not in a good state. It has not been in a good state ever since the final shape came out. And the final shape came out and it was actually pretty solid, which was another reason why I bought it. I was like very pessimistic about it because everything else about Destiny is pessimistic in reality. And you don't have to even take it from me. Go look into other content creators and they'll tell you who are actually Destiny 2 content creators. I just don't know what they're doing anymore. I don't think they're doing this well, and they're not really caring about what anybody else has to say. They don't care about feedback anymore. They can say whatever they want. Like, oh, we're listening to player feedback. We're listening to this. You guys are not listening at all. It's been so long. It's like I gave them benefit of the doubt left and right years ago, where I was kind of borderline the fanboy, and it again, once you kind of keep playing the game for years and years, and you realize that nothing, like, it's just not making you want to play it for longer, you feel miserable. Like, you actually legitimately feel miserable without any outside influences coming into the picture. You just start realizing it, that it's just the game. Like, the game is just not something you want to play. And everything about the episodes is just not... You guys are trading something that was bad and making it worse. And sure, you can say that like Revenant is alright, but even that has issues with the mechanics that it introduces. It just makes no sense either. So the whole thing is just not something that I want to keep putting time into. Honestly, I would rather talk about the good stuff about other video games than to be talking shit about Destiny the entirety of the time. And that's why I'm making this video mostly for myself, to in the future be like, okay, I don't want to be doing this. I don't want to be talking shit. I don't want to be talking negatively. I want to actually enjoy things for once. And I enjoy Destiny for what it is, a video game, right? But it wasn't like that before. It was something that was actually more than a video game for a lot of people. And I'm personally starting to see that change. Or I have seen that change. And now it keeps changing, just not for the better. I am definitely going to, wait until reset so I can get all my remaining rewards, because of the fact that not only are they making you play the game in terms of, like, if you buy the season, or if you buy the episode, you are now locked behind each act. So instead of getting your rewards for everything and, like, actually leveling, you're not leveling anymore, as far as I'm concerned, up until that act unlocks you the ability to level. So if you're level 150 right now and you keep leveling the game up until Tuesday, so on the 7th, you're going to be able to then level 50 more levels up until level 200, which is the max. Whereas before they didn't have that restriction. You could actually just level all the way up to 100, then 150, or from level 1 to level 150 it was like one act, and then second act was level 200 or whatever the case was. That's kind of how they had it, and you could just level all the way up until 200. You could level the whole season up and then get the rewards whenever the acts come out, but you would still level. Like, you would still get your rewards that were not locked behind the story. Nah, they don't do that anymore. You have to wait essentially 3 months before, or 2 months out of the 3, to get all your rewards. And if you claim any of the challenges, you basically don't get anything other than one, I don't know, one bright engram or something. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, the things that they're doing are just so out of left, like, pocket, that I'm just going to get all the things I need to get because I did pay for the season, and I'm going to just uninstall this game just for the fact that it's just, they're making it harder for me to play it and have fun with it when they're doing shit like this. Like, it's just petty things. Like, why are you being so petty? Like, we're literally, you're not gonna lose any fucking players. Oh, at this point they will lose players, since the lowest they've gotten was 11,000 people on PC. So they are really losing players. It would not hurt you to just keep the same thing going, since you guys already have kept the same thing going for 10 years. You guys keep updating the game with literally the same results. So if that has not really changed their minds, anything we say as content creators is not going to change anything, to be honest. The only thing that will change their minds is when they see that nobody's playing. And maybe, honestly, maybe that's what they want. Maybe they want people to stop playing so that they can stop supporting the game, if you ask me. But that's just me rambling about shit, you know, that I honestly don't know. I just came back to the game like 4 months ago, and I'm uninstalling it again for the same reason I uninstalled it back in 2021. And it sucks, man. Like, I really do enjoy Destiny. It's just that Destiny just doesn't enjoy having people play it. And I don't know whose fault it is. I don't know if the devs are the problem. I don't know if the publishers, which technically Bungie is the only publisher. I don't know if Sony's the problem. I honestly don't know. And I don't really care. I'm just a dude who wants to play the game. And if the game is going to come against me, then why should I be playing it? It's as simple as that. So, I would rather much like play Destiny 1 at this point. I would crack open my PS3 and just literally play on that, or a PS4, and I'd rather buy the game in its entirety on the PS4 and just play that, because at least I have the whole campaign. So, you know, it is what it is, guys. Yeah, I'm not gonna make content on it other than this video. This is the only content I'm making for it. I'm just kind of tired of the whole negativity of this series, and you know, I gave it a chance. If it gets better in the future, maybe I'll consider it. I'm just not gonna play it up until I see there's actual improvement. I don't want to be negative on my channel either, at least not unless it's like, you know, actually deserved. That's kind of all I got for this video. Sorry, it's like very negatively charged, but what else can you do, you know? I am definitely making like a couple videos, probably gonna upload them just one a week for now. Gonna try to. Again, everything's changes every day, so I'll see you guys in the next video.